Hello and welcome to another Israeli Frenemies broadcasting from Tel Aviv here on ILTV. With me, as always, after a short break, is Ari Fold. Ari, good to have you back.
Great to be back, and we got a lot of things to talk about. A very heated week happened this week.
Definitely, definitely. So let's just get into it.
This week saw a lot of violence in the Jerusalem area. The Temple Mount, the Jewish Temple Mount, the place where the two temples once stood, was desecrated again, but this time by the Israeli government themselves. 2 weeks ago, the Muslim crowd, there was a Muslim terrorist who, from close range, shot and murdered 2 policemen on the Temple Mount. They're actually Druze. And in response, Israel put up metal detectors to make sure no terrorists can get on there again. The Muslims went crazy and they had demonstrations where they actually called to murder Jews and rape Jewish girls. I have the recording for that. And in response to the violence, Jordan got involved as well, and the Jordanian parliament really went out against Israel. And then, at the end of the day, Prime Minister Netanyahu took down all measures of security. Hamas and the radical sections of the Arab population have given a tremendous party. This is a victory for terror. It's a horrible, horrible thing, and we will be paying this price for a long time to come. I'm sure you would disagree with me. I'd love to hear your take on this.
No, first of all, I think it's very harmful, the way it was handled. Putting those metal detectors there in the first place was a mistake.
It's terrible.
It was done with no thought put into it, with no consultation. The whole Israeli security apparatus was against it. It was obvious it would trigger violence. Of course, in your narrative, there's only the Temple Mount is where the Jewish temples stood till 2,000 years ago, but currently there is a mosque there that is very sacred to the Muslims, the third most holy site on their faith. In the last 50 years, since Israel is in control of Temple Mount, there was no Israeli killed there.
No Israelis were allowed up.
No Israelis. Well, there's security personnel there all the
Jews
time.
were allowed up.
There's no Israelis. There's Israeli security there all the time. These were the first time ever since in the last 50 years, and Israel managed without those metal detectors. And by the way, I think metal detectors could have been put there if it would have been in consultation with the Waqf, which is the force that is the religious Muslim supervision of the site, and with Jordan and with the Palestinian Authority.
Okay, I need to get a couple points straight here.
The decision was reckless. It triggered violence. Of course, it doesn't.
Metal detectors triggered violence.
Yeah, because it was a change in the status quo according to their belief. It's a stupid mistake that caused casualties and lives. It should have been done in the first place. It should have been done with understanding that there is Muslim presence there, and Jerusalem has also a Palestinian element.
Let's get a couple of things straight. First, historically, the fact that you admit that the Jewish temple was on there and the Muslims...
Admit it.
1 second.
I pray towards that mountain every day.
You finished? And the Muslims occupied violently that area and built a shrine.
Whom?
It's irrelevant. They occupied an area that wasn't theirs. Let me finish the sentence. And then the Al-Sharif they put on...
Not even from the Byzantine Empire.
The Al-Sharif they put on an area...
From the Byzantine Empire. Are you a representative of the Byzantine Empire?
was put on the area of the Holy of Holies that they're the Jewish nation.
There was a church there before.
Excuse me, 1 second. Let me finish my sentence. They build a mosque and a shrine on the Jewish Temple Mount, and you're okay with that. But it's funny that when the Jews live in Judea and Samaria, you're not okay with that. But I'm not going to move on. You then
We're talking about something that happened 1,600 years ago.
Oh, so occupation is okay after a certain amount of time?
It's not. You aren't there. You have beef with the ancient Romans.
Were you around in 67?
I suggest you go.
Were you around in 67?
And look
were you
for,
around in 67?
And look for Pompey and Vespasian.
So it's okay.
And Titus.
So you're justified.
Look them up. They were the last ones who occupied the territory from the Jews.
This is the problem with the left in Israel.
From the left,
you're messianic.
You're talking about things that happened 2,000 years ago.
I'm Jewish. But you justify Islamic occupation on Jewish sites.
You are as jihadist
you're not,
as those Muslims.
I think
you live like,
of course.
like the Muslim, the Muslim state or the Islamic state.
But you make peace with those jihadists. It's only the Jews that you have a problem with.
I want to live in peace and prosperity.
All right, let me finish
here.
my sentence now. But the Waqf who you speak about every week
not with demons from 2,000 years ago.
Of course not. Just the Waqf who gives every week sermons on murdering Jews. That guy you trust. And that is the problem.
I don't trust it at all.
Yes, you do.
We should not.
You trust him with security on the Temple Mount.
I don't trust them.
You want to ask
your
him permission.
Government, the right-wing government.
You want to ask him permission.
There's no left represented in that government. Who is the Israeli government?
Uri Zaki wants to ask the Waqf for permission to put up metal detectors when he's giving.
Why did they put them down? Your government.
Great question.
The right-wing government.
I'm going to answer
the Messianic government. Why did he take it out?
So I'm going to answer
after the last security camera there.
Benjamin Netanyahu is not a religious man, so you call him Messianic is ridiculous.
Bennett is.
Are you going to finish? Let me finish. Bennett is not a Messianic, and you're ridiculous for saying that. This is the exaggeration of the left, who constantly exaggerates.
The left? What do we have to do with it?
You sitting right here.
We're in the opposition.
Let me finish my sentence. You sitting right here, constantly bashed and use exaggeration when it comes to Jews. When it comes to murder, 2 policemen were murdered by guns.
So why did your nationalistic government take it down? Why did it take it down if I'm so much in the state?
Let me finish my sentence. You do not say a word about the policemen who were shot. It doesn't.
Arifol, don't run away.
Let me finish my sentence.
Please explain why your government, the right-wing government that you like so much, put down those metal detectors and took out all the cameras.
I will. You are not a dictator. Let me finish the sentence and I'll explain it.
Please do.
The problem was that weapons were put up in the Temple Mount, and while you're okay with apparently,
I'm not okay with it.
You're not letting me finish.
I didn't.
You didn't hear what I was about to say.
It's Benjamin Netanyahu the prime minister.
Let me finish my sentence. Apparently, you might be okay with Jews being watched like hawks in order not to pray, but a Muslim.
I know you're used to incitement.
Let me finish.
But please explain.
I will. You're not letting me get to the sentence out. This is the way the left works. You overtalk. You don't let me talk. I'll explain it again. There was a terrorist attack on the Temple Mount. Metal detectors accepted all over the world, including in Mecca, was put up. And the Arabs and the Muslims, not the Arabs, the Muslims violently demonstrated, and unfortunately, Bibi Netanyahu gave in to terrorism. I have no shame saying that. I didn't vote for him, and I will not be voting for him the next time either. But that's not the problem.
So why do you blame me? I don't understand.
I'll explain to you, because
the only thing is that I said it was a mistake to do it in the first place.
No,
after there were casualties from both sides.
No, both sides casualties. What casualties?
There was a baby. There was a baby.
Oh my goodness.
There was a baby in Jerusalem. A baby, an 8-month baby that was killed. But you don't care. You don't care. I heard you before. You don't care about lives of non-Jews. That's racism.
Did the IDF kill that baby purposely?
So what?
Because you're Muslim from
Are you sorry for that? Are you sorry for that baby being... So, from another topic to the kind of the same topic, Jordan, one of only 2 Arab states with which Israel has a peace treaty and a peaceful diplomatic relations. There was a crisis this week. It started on the background of the topic we talked about before, the Temple Mount. During that background, an Israeli security officer of the embassy in Amman defended himself, apparently, after he was attacked in his in an apartment he rents in Amman by a worker who tried to stab him with a screwdriver. He shot that person dead, and he also shot, apparently accidentally, the owner.
You don't believe him?
I'm not the police. The owner of the apartment he was renting. The Jordanians, of course, demanded to investigate this security officer. The security officer,
which is illegal according to international law.
All of a sudden, you respect international law. That's great.
You do. At least respect your own views.
I'm happy that this security officer and the Israeli diplomatic staff was brought to Israel. But I think the fact that Netanyahu afterwards, instead of saying, okay, now we will investigate according to international law, as you say, and we'll see what happened there.
Bibi has to investigate.
Not Bibi. The state of Israel has to.
No, they don't.
Well, this person killed two people,
Right.
someone has to be
Right.
investigating. That's how any law
again,
works.
that's a decision,
and the
not a
international law you just quoted.
The international law
let
does
me
not say
finish.
you have to
Just for
investigate.
our audience to understand what
Right.
happened. And then, as we see here, instead of saying, we out of respect to the Jordanians, he said no. He greeted this security officer as a hero. These pictures created massive protest in Jordan,
Where are you getting this stuff
undermining
from?
our
Unbelievable.
strategic peace
Uri,
with Jordan.
you are completely
in the price of winning
Uri,
some more votes,
okay, you're gonna have-
right-wing votes like
Oh
yourself.
my God, you're going to have to let me talk now. Completely fabricated the situation. The father of the guy who was killed said, I will give up everything if you get off Al-Aqsa. You are completely negating what happened. He accepted the guy home as a hero. He's a security guard of Israel. That's what loyal
He's a security
people
guard
do.
in his apartment.
Again,
who shot two
that's
people?
When Jordan,
which
you're going to
is-
have to let
which
me
is a
talk.
diplomatic
When
crisis with Jordan.
You're going to have to let me talk. When Jordan threatens Israel to go against international, we're going to investigate your security guard, and we get him back. And we both know that the two.
That's great.
And we both know that the two subjects connected between Harabite and what happened there. Of course, the prime minister brings back his security guard proud way. What is your problem?
Has it like
What
a
is your problem?
festival? Does
Yes,
he have to punch
yes.
the eye of the Jordanian king, who's a moderate,
oh my goodness,
a moderate partner of Israel?
Receiving moderate partner. The parliament in
You don't
Jordan.
care.
The parliament in Jordan came with a statement that they justified the murder of the Solomon family. That is not moderate. Is that moderate?
So let me ask you.
Is that moderate? I'm asking you.
I talked about the king.
Parliament.
Okay,
the
so I have a
king,
question.
The parliament.
Are you in favor of giving up the peace with Jordan?
What's that?
Are you in favor of giving up the peace with Jordan?
Giving up the peace. They fight us in every area.
I ask you. So according to your opinion, we can cancel the peace treaty with Jordan.
According to my opinion, the second they said we're going to let your security guard come home, the peace was gone. What should have happened is Israel said we're shutting off the water until he's home.
What is happening to Israel?
This
you
is
are leading us with a messianic, nationalistic, dangerous track.
Weapons
that
of mass
undermines
destruction.
the mere existence of the state of Israel, which is a miracle of the 20th century.
Miracle? What are you talking
in the
about?
week of the 9th of Av, this is how the last two times when there was Jewish sovereignty, that's where destruction came.
I'm going to talk over you. It's not going to work. I can talk over you. Left-wing rhetoric, ridiculous idiocy. Again, Jordan was not going to give back a security guard. You have a problem with that because your mind is some fantasy land.
You just said you don't care about the peace with Jordan at all.
I said the second they said they're not going to give back the security guard.
One of Israel's biggest strategic assets.
Rhetoric, again, left-wing rhetoric.
How many people killed
left-wing rhetoric,
imagining such a peace?
Left-wing rhetoric. Again, I said as soon as Jordan says we're not going to give back his security guard, that was the end of the peace. What Israel should have done is shut the water off until our guy was back.
A guy killed two people.
A security guard who was attacked.
A security guard in his own apartment fighting about the furniture.
No, that's not true. Wasn't confirmed. Number one.
So there needs to be an investigation. But you are so extremist.
You're running from one thing to the other.
For that incident, you're willing to give up the strategic peace with Jordan.
It's not going to work. I don't buy your left-wing rhetoric.
You are
it's not going to work.
The Jewish version of the jihadists.
Keep calling names. This is the way the left-wing works. You call names, you exaggerate. Facts are nothing.
I exaggerate?
Yeah, look, jihadists, this and that. This is the way it works.
You're willing to...
This week, the law came up again. The Jerusalem Jewish Unification Law came up in the Israeli Knesset. The Jewish Home right-wing religious party is trying to pass a law that'll make it impossible for anyone in the Israeli Knesset to try to split up Jerusalem and hand parts of it over to Israel's enemies. The only apparent people who are against this law are the Arab parties and the left-wing parties. Personally, as a Jew, I don't understand how anybody can justify such a thing, but I'm sure Uri Zaki will disagree with me, so I'd love to hear his opinion on the matter.
You know, there are right-wing governments now in the last consecutive, 10 years? And, you know, Netanyahu, everything is the same. Why are you so scared?
Why are you against the law?
Why am I against the law? I think Jerusalem is a non-unified city. I think there is a Palestinian presence there. Only today have we seen how Netanyahu can't can't
Not
get
Netanyahu. Why are you
can't
against,
make decisions
why are
in
you
Jerusalem,
against,
in
why are you
East
against
Jerusalem,
making it impossible to give Jerusalem over to those who want to destroy Israel?
because it's not people who want to destroy Israel in the context of a peace treaty with the Palestinians.
Right.
There will be a Palestinian capital in Jerusalem
if the left wing are in control.
Alongside, perhaps.
But you're not in control.
Alongside, we're not now.
The majority of the Jewish people do not want Jerusalem to
alongside
be
the Jewish
separated. Sorry.
capital in Jerusalem.
When was
This
Jerusalem
will
ever an
be
Arab capital?
the future.
When was Jerusalem ever an
This
Arab
is the
capital?
only way
When was
that
Jerusalem-
promises
when was
future
Jerusalem ever an Arab
of,
capital?
to Israel.
When was
Your
Jerusalem
path
an Arab
will lead
capital?
to a destruction
when was Jerusalem,
of Israel.
You're not answering the question. When was Jerusalem an Arab capital? Answer the question.
Look,
when was
with all
Jerusalem
due
ever an
respect,
Islamic capital?
with all due respect, you know, your government
Facts.
now, your
Answer
government
the question.
today
Uri,
gave in,
answer the
proved that it cannot
question.
make
You are
decisions
deflecting,
in East Jerusalem.
left-wing deflecting.
It cannot make decisions
deflecting.
in East
Uri,
Jerusalem
when-
unless the Palestinians
You're
go
right.
along.
You're right. When was Jerusalem ever an Arab capital?
I'm not in a historical
When
quiz
was
here.
Jerusalem ever an Arab
I'm not in a
capital?
historical quiz here.
You don't know, you know the answer. Jerusalem was never an
Why-
Arab
why does it
capital.
matter? I'm not
It
a
is
Palestinian. I don't care.
It is only the left
I don't
wing
care.
and the Arabs in Israel
I do not
who want to hand
care.
over Jerusalem,
I don't
the
care.
Jewish holy capital for 3,000 years, over to our enemies. It's shameful. I don't understand how you guys justify
I don't
this.
want to give Jerusalem to anybody.
Yes, you
Jerusalem
do.
will be the capital of two
No. So you
two
want
nations.
to give it over to them.
Two
Now,
nations.
here's what really gets me. East and West Jerusalem was created under the Jordanian
I
regime.
am not willing
Yes,
to
you
give
are.
up on the
Yes, you
state of
are.
Israel due to
right.
messianic religious
Wait.
mindset.
Oh, so we're jihadists
That is
again. I got it.
that is extremist.
I know, you call this
that
jihadists.
is extremist.
I know. We're
I'm not-
jihadists. I know. The left wing
you don't like
the
it
left
personally,
wing-
I won't use
the
that.
Left, you can use it. The left wing always call the right
I don't
Jews
want-
jihadists, but jihadists, you make a peace deal. This is the left wing
What?
insanity in
Let's
Israel.
talk about it. What is
No,
jihad?
I don't want to talk
What
about
is
it.
jihad?
No, you're not going
Let's
to
talk
deflect.
about it.
You're not going to deflect.
You asked about
You're not
Muslim
gonna
history.
deflect.
What is jihad?
You're not going to deflect.
Jihad is a
Why?
holy war
You're-
against infidels.
That's jihad.
That's exactly what you think about the Palestinians.
I'm not going to
You want to have a holy war against the infidels.
Weapons of
Why
mass
is it?
deflection.
How is it different?
Left-wing
Really, I
weapons.
want to understand.
I'll explain to you. Left-wing weapons of mass deflection. This is what
What do you want to happen on Temple
Keep
Mount?
interrupting.
You wanna
Keep interrupting.
You wanna blow up the mosques
What are you
there,
talking about? There you
and
go
you
again.
wanna put there a new temple.
You done? You
No,
done?
I'm asking.
So-
Is that what you want?
You're not asking. Make a statement. So this is left-wing weapons.
I'm asking. What's your ideology?
Left-wing weapons of mass deflection. You exaggerate. You say ridiculous things.
Arifold, I'm asking you.
So let me talk and keep quiet now. You say call Jews jihadists. You make ridiculous accusations.
I'm asking you.
So keep quiet and listen. Learn to
No,
listen.
but we don't have time.
Well, too bad. You're gonna have to be patient.
What
You're
happened?
gonna
What
have to be
needs to
patient.
happen
You're gonna have to be
if you're
patient.
in control?
You're gonna have to be patient.
What will happen on Temple Mount?
Well, first of all, Jews will have a right to pray there.
Okay, next.
No, not next. That's not the question.
I'm all for it. Next.
Why don't you let me talk? Why are you for split?
What will happen with the mosques?
Again, let's stick to the issue.
Why are you running away from the question?
No, the issue is
You are scared to say the answer.
No, I'm not scared. When we discuss,
So say it.
When we
so
discuss,
our viewers will know.
When we discuss it, I'll say it. Right now, the issue is the law.
That's very relevant to that law.
No, it's not. Right now, the issue is the law.
It's
and
very
you
relevant.
are for splitting up Jerusalem, giving it to our enemies.
I'm asking
Why?
you, what will happen in Jerusalem? We're talking about
We'll
Jerusalem.
speak about that next week. Why are you?
No, I'm talking about now.
Why are you against the law to make it impossible to split up Jerusalem?
I am for peace with the
You're
Palestinians.
deflecting the
That's
question
the
again.
only way to save
Left-wing
Israel
deflection.
of
Left-wing deflection.
demolishing as a
Left-wing
Jewish democratic state.
deflection again.
Since you don't care about democracy,
I
and
don't
only
care
about theocracy.
Okay, why are you against the law that will stop the splitting up of the Jerusalem?
Again, I'm not. This
Are
law,
you for it or against it?
I'm against it.
You're against it?
Because
against
that,
what?
from the same reason that Netanyahu is against
Are you
it.
for splitting up Jerusalem?
Netanyahu is against
Are you
it.
for splitting up Jerusalem?
I'm for two capital. This week, the debate over the adoption, the LGBT community adoption law continues. After the big demonstration last week, this week, a rabbi from the rabbi of Safad Shlomo Eliyahu, a well-known racist.
I really hope he sues you.
Said, yeah, well, I hope so too. Said that the community of gay people need to be treated. They have a disease. They need to be fixed. This, of course, created a wave of protest, both from the LGBT community, but also, and I'm glad about it, from people of faith in Israel.
Who?
Alongside that, you had a letter of rabbis to the Minister of Justice, again from the National Religious Party, Ayelet Shaked, supporting the prevention of gay people from adopting kids. I think this law will not stand. I think the gay community will get the right to adopt. They are equal citizens in Israel. They should be treated the same. And of course, people with dark views like
here it goes again, calling names,
like
left wing calls everyone who disagrees with them dark,
right,
racist, fascist.
We don't preventing
it's
people
boring
from
already.
adopting babies.
Uri, it's boring. The world is so sick of this. It's ridiculous.
I'm done.
Good. So now I'll talk to you what the actual thing is. He never. What does racism have to do with this?
No, he's racist.
I don't think you know
he's
what
racist
racism
against
means.
Arabs on other issues.
I don't think you know what racism means because it has nothing to do with it.
He's racist on Arabs.
Give
Give
me an example.
He had many.
Name one. Okay, let's move on. Good.
Okay, I'll look. You talk and I'll look on
Google.
Keep
going.
What he said about Arabs.
What happened was there is a law in Israel that said defines a family as a man and a woman. They wanted to change the law, and Ayelet Shaked, who's not even religious, she's a secular woman, said, "I'm not changing the law." And the rabbis wrote a letter saying, "Thank you for standing up for both Jewish values and keeping the family according to Jewish values." You want to change the law. Now,
I'll tell you why he's racist. I have the answer.
No.
He said that it's not allowed to rent apartments to Arabs.
Incorrect.
He said we should deport the Arabs from Israel.
Wrong.
No, he said that.
I know. I'll explain to you what he said.
Okay.
He was talking about a book in terms of Jewish law in the times of war, not today. But that's beside the point. I'm not going there.
In
I'm sorry.
Safad, where is the rabbi? It's not allowed to rent apartments to Arabs.
I'm going right.
You asked. I answered.
Okay, good. Now we're going to talk about what he said just now.
He's a racist.
Here's the issue with this issue right now. Okay, what happens with the left is they have an ideology, and it's not good if they have the ideology, can live freely. They want to force their ideology on everyone else. So a religious rabbi cannot speak. So this coming week, we're going to be commemorating the 9th day of Av. It's the commemoration of the destruction of both temples. According to Jewish faith and religion, we're supposed to fast on that day and have customs of mourning to commemorate the destruction of our two temples. My hope is that next year we will not have to fast. My hope is that there will be enough people in the Jewish nation who will understand what we're missing, that our temple is not standing, and that next year we could actually enjoy the day with our temple standing in Jerusalem and be able to celebrate our coming back to Zion.
I'm going to fast too. My fast, although I think that the formation of the State of Israel is the salvation for the Jewish people, nonetheless, I am fasting because I'm fasting remembering all the mistakes we did in the last two times where there was Jewish sovereignty, when extremists took over and with zealousness brought to the destruction twice and ignored the rational situation and led Israel and the Jewish nation to destruction. I fast for that, hoping that it will not happen again.
And rebuild the temple, of course, right?
Okay, so we came to a conclusion to a very heated show. Ari, in the spirit of the 9th of Av, I apologize if in the heat of the moment it became too personal. But as always, we are friends and we should stay friends. And this show is very heated because it touches the beating heart of the debate in Israel, but it's all L'Shem Shamayim. It's for the sake of a better Israel, so I hope.
All right, we'll see you next week on Israeli Frenemies. Please share it and let everyone know what we're talking about.